coming, it's no surprise. November 4th, the nation sways. A brighter dawn, the future plays. Ooh, yeah. Hands are raised, the streets alive. Like a rhythm, we survive. Ooh, yeah. The wave of blue is crashing through. From coast to coast, it's all brand new. The wave of blue, it's you, it's me. A tide of hope, of victory. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Echoes ring, the ballads fall. We've answered now, we've heard the call. Together strong, we've made our stand. A tidal wave across the land. Oh yeah. Feel the beat, it's in the air. Change is coming everywhere. Oh yeah. The wave of blue is crashing through. From coast to coast, it's all brand new. The wave of blue, it's you, it's me. A tide of hope, of victory. Oh yeah. Oh Sister, your light, the firefly glow. Oh, 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 oh. Dancing through shadows, the world doesn't know. Oh, oh, oh. You're a hymn of the cosmos, a galaxy's prayer. Braided with stardust, spun through the air. Let them stare, let them doubt. Your rhythm's a storm, it's spinning out. Rise and radiate, like the sun at heaven's gate. Shine so loud they can't ignore. Rise and radiate. They try to dim a spark in your veins. Oh, 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 oh. Painted your beauty in borrowed chains. Oh, 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 oh. But you wear freedom like a golden crown. Walking on waters they try to drown. Every step's a note in a melody bold. Every breath's a diamond unbought, unsold. You're the future written in gold. You're the anthem that will grow. Rise and radiate, like the sun at heaven's gate. Shine so loud they can't debate. Rise, rise and radiate. She held the storm inside her hands, shattered glass and desert sand. Her voice a whisper, her step a roar. The kind of woman legends adore. Oh, she cracked the shell to let it break. Heartbeat pounding, heartaches aches. Through it all, she stood tall. Heartbeat loud, breaking the walls. Harder attacked heavy, but she cried. She survived. Oh, she survived. Painted skies and battle scars. Dreams tucked in her mason jar. She danced in shadows, laughed at the pain, found the rainbow in the rain. Oh, she cracked the shell to let it break. Heartbeat pounding, heartaches ache. Through it all, she stood tall. Heartbeat loud, breaking the walls. Heartache heavy, but she thrived. She survived. Oh, she survived. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to my channel. I want to talk about politics for a second because I feel that that this is important that I have to talk about before I go back to my usual programming and focus more on Black women. But I think this has to do with Black women because we can't forget we lost our jobs under Trump. And a lot of us had to figure out a way to support our families after we lost our jobs working in like the government and other places that Black women were working at. But I know that Black women are strong and we're resilient and we will always find a way because we had to. We had to find a way to survive in this world. You know, because we don't have people that have our backs like that. So we had to find a way to survive. But anyways, I want to get into some news because oh my God, Trump is now panicking. He is probably regretting the decisions that he made when he first went into
the White House now, he is facing multiple charges in a lot of things that he has done while he was in office, such as trying to take away voting rights, trying to take away certain benefits such as healthcare, SNAP, and also the government shutdown. People have lost um, their jobs and they couldn't get paid due to the government shutdown. And Trump has done a lot of things, including he's in the Epstein file. So he has a lot of things that he is guilty of, including I think they also include racketeering, if I'm not mistaken, and that is a big charge. He could be facing RICO charges too. So this dude has like multiple um, charges being brought against him. And I am here for it. I am so here for it because I'm tired of this orange pumpkin doing things that are against the law and getting away with it. And I never understood that. But now, since the November 4th election, the Democrats have made a huge wave across the nation. And now the MAGA Republicans, including Trump, are now panicking because now the ties has changed. And now they're trying to figure out a way to keep the Democrats from holding these seats. And speaking of, um, you know, uh, having, seats in the Senate and stuff like that, and some people are, retiring, such as, Nancy Pelosi. She's been in office for 38 years and now she's going to retire, I think next year, or is it 2028 she's going to be retired? Who, like, I'm forgetting, but yeah, she's going to be retiring soon. So her seat will be vacant soon. But let's talk about this whole redistricting that happened in my state of California on November 4th. So a lot of Californians voted overwhelmingly in favor of redistricting. Excuse me. So a lot of Californians were in favor of redistricting California to take, 5 seats away from the Republicans in California. So right now, since that has been approved to do so, now the DOJ, which is the Department of Justice, if you guys don't know what that means, they are coming after California and they're now suing. And the reason why they're suing, and this is going to sound ridiculous, the reason why they are suing is because they feel like, oh, sorry guys, okay, give me a second. They feel like the redistricting was racially motivated and that they were going to take away voting rights from other people in favor of Hispanics, which is sounds very ridiculous. But anyways, but if they wouldn't have read the ballot and before they jumped up and even did a lawsuit on the ballot in Prop 50, it says redistricting partisan, and there's a difference between redistrict. Sorry, guys. There's a difference between redistricting partisan and redistricting based on racial divide. So redistrict partisan is like you redistricting in the favor of gaining more seats and getting advantages and getting like more seats rather than getting an election versus racial redistricting. I'm getting tongue tied. Racial redistricting, where your redistricting um, is based on race, meaning that you're taking away somebody's rights from voting against their will, and they didn't even vote for that person to even represent their district. That's basically what the Republicans are suing for, which that never happened in California. If they read the ballot, it will say partisan on there. And now that, I, just recently heard about this, so I'm looking very into it because this lawsuit is very ridiculous. It doesn't make no damn sense. Um, Basically, what the Republicans saying that the redistricting is unfair and that the Democrats basically taking away the rights of other races based on race or whatever. And that's basically their whole argument. The argument doesn't, there's no other argument of why they want to sue California when Californians had the vote to pass Prop 50. And I was like, I had to laugh because these MAGA Republicans are trying so hard to keep their butts in them seats. It's ridiculous. They're really trying hard to keep the Democrats out of office so they can win the 2028 elections. But I don't see this lawsuit going anywhere. To be honest with you, this lawsuit is going to be dismissed because it wasn't based on race. It was based on the Democrats gaining seats, and I think it's more of the House and the Senate, one of those. And uh, sorry guys, I'm trying to think for a second here. Excuse me. Um, I'm trying to get my brain to work. Give me a second, because I'm trying to think what's happening. Okay, so the Republicans, I think they're trying to gain more of the House or the Senate, one of them. I'm trying to figure out where they're trying to be, because they're gaining the majority anyways. And now that the Republicans are panicking because, okay, so when the Democrats are taking over the Senate, it's game over for them, because just think about it. They can bring up charges against the Republican Party, against, uh, the tariffs. They're passing tariffs illegally. They're taking away health care, preventing wars, because we're going to war against Venezuela soon, because Venezuela is ready. They're ready. And not only that, the government shutdown happening, Trump not following judges' orders. He continues to do what he want to do. And on top of that is the Epstein files. There were emails from Jeffrey Epstein saying that Trump was around girls. He had underage girls in his mansion at the time. So now they are starting to investigate him. And not only that, I just heard word that Pam Bondi is now looking into investigating into the Epstein files, and she's going to look into investigating other millionaires and billionaires that were involved. But she has not mentioned Trump once, that she was going to investigate him, which is very interesting and not surprising, since Trump was the one that picked her as as his attorney general. But whatever. But there is also good news. There's also good news that the Republicans are now siding with the Democrats to have Trump removed from office. So they're giving him a warning. They're giving him a warning. They telling him that you either need to step down from the presidency or face impeachment. So I believe that Trump, like with those warnings, Trump is not going to listen. He's going to try to stay in power because we all know Trump does not want to go to jail, because once he stepped down from the presidency and he is removed, they could arrest him and threw him in jail, and that puts Trump into a panic because he does not want to face trial. He does not want to go to jail, but the evidence are there. You are a crook, Trump, and there's nothing that you can do for these evidence to go away. They have not gone away. He think these evidence have gone away. Hell no. They have not gone away, and now he's in trouble. He's panicking right now. And a majority of MAGA Republicans, I want to say majority of them, I would say partial of them, I have turned against him, and they want him to step down. So with um so with this shit, with now that we have a full advantage, and now Trump, now his own party is turning against him. And I think the reason why they're doing it is, one, they either got tired of him, of his corruption, and trying to become like a dictator and make decisions for the whole country without consulting the people or consulting Congress, or they could be facing some kind of criminal charges too. So that's why they are turning against him. But anyways, yeah, so if he gets removed, we all know that JD Vance could JD Vance could become step up to be acting president. But in my opinion, they might not let him do it either. They might have someone else to step in and as acting president until they elect some other official to take over as president. So yeah, so right now there's protests and having Donald Trump removed from the office. So they're probably going to use the 25th Amendment. If he doesn't move voluntarily, they're going to use the 25th Amendment to remove him as president, because people are sick and tired of him. They really are. So so there's a lot. Yeah. So if Trump doesn't remove himself from office, they're going to impeach him. He's going to face impeachment. But I'm going to share a video on TikTok. I'm not going to share it on my screen. I'm just going to play the audio on my phone, and I'm just going to play it. I'm not going to show anything. So you guys are going to have to listen, and I'll come back with my commentary. Hold on.
Gentlemen, they've gotten difficult for him. Listen to this information, gentlemen. Breaking news. They're going to impeach the President of the United States, Donald Trump. You heard right. A representative called for a practically circus-like impeachment trial for the current President of the United States. In the House meeting room at the White House, all the Democrats and Republicans gathered to discuss the impeachment. The actions that President Donald Trump has taken, mainly with Iran and the updates he's made to TPS, are actions that other presidents have taken without ever consulting Congress. But these people don't work remotely without any proposals. They just spend all their time on this activism, which is garbage. 3 of the 6 conservative justices, John Roberts, Chief Neil Gorsuch, and Amy Coney Barrett, and the 3 liberal justices, Mayor, Elena Kagan, and Ketanji Brown Jackson, contested the arguments of the Trump administration's Attorney General, John Sauer. Justices Brett Kavanaugh and Samuel Alito refuted the arguments of both sides, so their voting tendencies were not very clear. Yes, the time has come for the Democrats to vote to remove him.
Okay, so you guys heard that. So they went straight into impeachment.
Things have really gotten complicated for President
Donald Trump. He's gonna lose his presidency, and I'm happy. I'm happy for that. But let's just wait until see the future holds, because if he gets removed from office sooner, this is gonna be the best Thanksgiving and the best Christmas ever. Because we finally getting this brute out of here. And when he gets himself removed from office, they're going to arrest him, especially for the January 6th riots when they invaded the Capitol. And he did not do anything to stop people from invading the Capitol. He just sit there watching on TV, letting it happen. He was behind that. And now he's going to be facing charges. And let me tell you something. The president is never above the law. They can actually court-martial a president. You know that? So they can actually get him removed and they can arrest him. So Trump is in a lot of trouble. Wait, guys.
His entire cabinet? Article 2, Section 4 of the Constitution. A lot of people are talking about Article 25. The 25th Amendment only removes the president when the president is unfit. Article 2, Section 4 of the Constitution allows us to not only remove the president, but the vice president, his entire cabinet, federal judges, everyone. Every one of them can be removed with an impeachment and conviction of bribery, treason, with all high crimes and misdemeanors. And how does this work? Well, the House of Representatives are who is responsible for impeachment. That sets the stage so that the Senate can then, who has the power to convict, can then have a trial. And in the Senate, it would take 2/3 vote to convict and remove every one of them from office. How do we all fit in with this? We get on the phones, we contact our representatives, we contact our senators, and we push for all of their removal. We push for the impeachment. How do you?
Okay, so you guys heard that. So that's great news. So I didn't know that. I thought the president was only supposed to be removed, but you can also remove the vice president and his entire cabinet. So that is good news. We don't have to put up with any other one. Because, look, they're trying their best to turn this country into a dictatorship and trying to take away certain rights, not just from minorities, but from women and women as well, because they want women. They're trying to get like women to be more submissive and stay out the homes and stuff like that. And not only that, they want to take away their rights of getting custody to the kids, getting property and stuff like that. Just miserable. Anyways, I know the Republicans, some MAGA people are going to still stick by Trump's side. We all know this because they're brainwashed. They rather stay brainwashed and stick it to the libs than, turn against Trump. But I tell you this, like, ICE is in trouble. Some MAGA people are going to be in trouble. Trump's whole cabinet is going to be in trouble because they're all involved with treason against the American people. So this is, you know, so this is going to be a lot of trouble. You guys are going to be seeing a lot of arrests. That's why I'm thinking, because I was talking to a guy that just got out of jail. He was telling me that they're releasing certain prisoners early, people that have like misdemeanors, such as armed robbery, grand theft auto, uh, stuff like that, like minor convictions. They're going to release them out of the prison and into the public, and clearing out all those people out of there, and they're going to replace them with Trump's uh, lackeys. They're going to replace them and put his people in those jails, which I am here for. I am here for it. I am so here for it. So, yeah. So Donald Trump, we all know that when he started to campaign, he was not going to keep his promises. But, anyways, what I was saying, yeah. So back to the lawsuit, the California lawsuit. So Pat Bondi, started a lawsuit against California for gerrymandering and trying to take away voting rights away from other people. But why aren't they suing Texas? Because Texas did the same thing, and their gerrymandering was very racial, because some of those districts that they gerrymandered was majority Hispanic and majority Black districting. So why aren't we suing Texas for that? Because if Texas doing it, then another state should be allowed to do it. There's no exceptions. Nobody should, be the ones to gerrymander, and then when another states do it, they're not allowed to do it. That doesn't make any sense. So their lawsuit is going to fall apart because Trump told Texas to gerrymander the states. So it's very hypocritical to sue one state for gerrymandering, but it's okay for the Republicans to be the only ones that do it. That's BS. Now, this is what you guys get. If you guys wanted to play that game, the Democrats are going to play along with it. You guys can't sit there and cry now saying that, it's illegal. They're doing it for racial purposes and all that stuff. But can we say the same thing about you? Huh? Because if anything, California can actually point to Texas as a great example of how gerrymandering started, because Trump wants the Republicans to gain more seats and remove the Democrats out, push them out of the House and the Senate, and they just completely take over. But let's be real. Their plan is falling apart. Project 2025 is falling apart because you guys have to realize that these are baby boomers that's on their way out. They want to keep the old ways of the law, such as uh, um, segregation, taking away voting rights. And not only that, they talk like certain people out here are talking about bringing slavery back, saying that, oh, we were good, under slavery. Like, excuse me, what? Excuse me? Um, y'all would not be talking about that if that was your ancestors. You understand what I'm saying? They would not be talking like that. They will be singing a whole different tune if that was their ancestors talking like that. So basically, they saying black folks, they're talking specifically about us, saying that we were good under slavery. We were house fed. We were happy working in the fields, which was not true. Slavery was horrible. People were getting whipped. Women were getting I don't want to say the whole name. They were getting essayed. We were treated as if we were less than human beings. Our ancestors were never happy. They had to work from sun up to sundown, and they never got a break. Even if they want to sit down, they couldn't, or else they will face the consequences. And I believe it's not about slavery, it's about control, trying to control someone so they won't have a mind of their own. It never worked during slavery because most slaves ended up revolting against their slave masters. Some of them even start killing them, start poisoning them, and stuff like that. But what is the obsession with slavery? I do not get it. We are out of that era to where we don't have to depend on people doing labor. We have technology that's taken over that is taking over most jobs. You see, they want to go see. That's why they got rid of the immigrants in certain. That's why they want to get rid of immigration, because they want to replace Black people in those fields. They want us underpaid because they feel like we don't have nothing to do. We're not educated, which is not true. We have our own universities. Some Black people do own their own business, and most of us work in the government. So these people are so delusional. They're so delusional. I do not get it at all. Oof. But anyways, most these people are sick. Their obsession is sick. These are devils. We're dealing with devils here, y'all. It's not even funny anymore. But I'm gonna take a little break. It's only gonna be 5 minutes, and I'll come right back for more commentary on what's going on with Donald Trump and his removal, because people, the MAGA base is falling apart, and I'll get more into that. Hold on.
The people speak, the voices rise. Change is coming, it's no surprise. November 4th, the nation sways. A brighter dawn, the future plays. Oh yeah. Hands are raised, the streets alive. Like a rhythm, we survive. Oh yeah. The wave of blue is crashing through. From coast to coast, it's all brand new. The wave of blue, it's you, it's me. A tide of hope, of victory. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Echoes ring, the ballads fall. We've answered now, we've heard the call. Together strong, we've made our stand. A tidal wave across the land. Oh yeah. Feel the beat, it's in the air. Change is coming everywhere. Oh yeah. The wave of blue is crashing through. From coast to coast, it's all brand new. The wave of blue, it's you, it's me. A tide of hope, of victory. Oh yeah. Oh
Okay. All right, I'm back. All right. So back to what I was saying. So yeah, so the MAGA base is falling apart, and now that the base is divided, oh, didn't see this one. Now that the base is divided, now certain MAGA folks are, turning against Trump, excuse me, and they want Trump out. And let me tell you guys something. Trump should not be in the White House in the first place. We all know that whole thing with Stormy Daniels and him paying her hush money and stuff like that. And not only that, he was facing another charge. I forgot what it was, but he was indicted. But that does not mean that there's other charges that's being brought up against him right now. And now that he's being removed and being brought up on these charges, he's gonna face his consequences, especially with the whole Epstein allegations. So I just can't wait. Let's remove him now. I want to remove him now and have him arrested, go to jail, and face the consequences of his actions. And the one thing I can't stand is that MAGA thinks that this man is invisible. He does no harm. He's innocent, and that we're trying to remove him because we don't like him or whatever. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't know why these people keep caping for him when he don't even give a damn about them. He's trying to take away their food stamps and their health care. And let me tell you something. These poor white folks that's down south, they don't have no health care. If they do, it's not that great. But okay. But anyways, these people are delusional. And it's not just the white MAGA is black MAGA too. And I don't even know why they even bothered, being a part of MAGA, because white MAGA don't even like them either. Donald Trump don't even like them. Okay. So my thing is that most of these people are going to jail. I don't care. And this is what the consequences of you trying to take away people's voting rights and thinking that it was like people, it's just going to slide. People are just going to take it, and that's not true at all. So I'm going to play another video of another man discussing Trump's removal. And I'll get back to my commentary. Just give me 1 second.
Didn't see this coming. Wasn't expecting to make another video tonight. But breaking news, Colorado Supreme Court removes Donald Trump from the presidential primary ballot. So as long as this stands, come the primary, if you're a Republican in Colorado and you walk in that booth, there's no Donald Trump as an option. This all comes from a lower court ruled that he absolutely participated in an insurrection, but didn't want to rule whether or not the 14th Amendment applied. But then the Colorado Supreme Court said, no, it does. And we're taking him off the ballot. Now they're holding it, and it's not taking effect until January 4th, subject to further appellate proceedings, and also pending certain appeals to the U.S. Supreme Court, which would make the decision for the nation. I mean, if several states do this, does he just branch off and start his own party? We're the Trumpublicans, the best party. I mean, Electoral College comes into play. I don't think a third-party candidate can even win if you have two others that even pull reasonable numbers. I don't know what all this means. This is all uncharted territory.
But anyways, if Trump wanted to be,
we're living in wild times.
Sorry,
Donald Trump.
So, if Donald Trump wanted to be dictator so bad, he can go into another country and play dictatorship where that is allowed. It's not allowed here in the United States. We don't put up with it. He's not going to take away people's rights to health care. He's not going to take away people's rights to have food, anything like that. He had no business firing people in the government in the first place. That was not his job. But you have people allowing this, thinking that, oh, he's just doing it because he's trying to do cutbacks. No. He was doing this because, Trump has an ego. And he want to satisfy his ego and take a revenge on people that voted against him. Especially the 92%, which was black women. He has a vendetta against black women voting against him. So that's why he did the things he did. This has nothing to do with cutbacks. But anyways, I'm glad that this removal is happening. I wish it would happen soon. They need to get him out of there, quick. Stop giving him a choice and move on to impeachment. This is what needs to happen. He needs to be facing impeachment, nothing else. So once the impeachment starts, once the impeachment is improved, then we can start to get him removed from office, and his vice president and his cabinet. On top of that, his health is taking a turn for the worse. I don't care. So let's get into, these Epstein emails, because I want to talk more on that. So let's see.
has the photos of Trump blowing Bubba. And I thought I had Cirrus. You and your boy Donnie can make a remake of the movie Get Hard. You mean Donnie T, end quote. For the sake of clarity right now, just in case anybody didn't pick up on that.
Okay, just before we start on that, this is just emails of what Epstein has wrote before he even.
Can I apply for a loan with more credit? Actually, yeah, you can.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. That's commercials, but I just want to let you guys know these are emails from Epstein from a while back. So basically, Epstein is just detailing what Trump has done when he was hanging around him and around the sex rings that he was involved in. So here are the emails that this content creator will be discussing, and this will give you a good insight of what Trump was really doing, because this came from Epstein's own mouth, and this is what he witnessed. So I want to start playing the video.
Supports someone who allegedly does some really vile shit with underage people, man. Really vile shit. Let's go ahead and check this out.
These are the top 21 things that I believe are most interesting, damaging, and shocking from all of them. Here we go. Number 21. This is an email from Jeffrey Epstein to Landon Thomas Jr., New York Times journalist, in 2015, after Landon Thomas said that everyone was coming to him thinking that he had juicy info on Epstein and Trump. Quote, read the BuzzFeed Read My Airplane Logs and Hawaiian Tropic contest, / had them ask my houseman about Donald almost walking through the door, leaving his nose print on the glass as young women were swimming in the pool, and he was so focused he walked straight into the door.
Like a fucking animal.
End quote. Not the most salacious thing in the world, to be honest.
Right.
Distracted by young women in a pool. But I figure we might as well start slow at the beginning.
Right, yeah. This is the light shit, but still just tells you what kind of guy this guy is, man. He has no self-control. He was like, just walked straight into a glass door. Interesting.
Number 20. Contained in the very same email thread about how people assumed there was juicy info, Epstein also says, quote, would you like photos of Donald and girls in bikinis in my kitchen? End quote. Still nothing explicitly wrong with that per se, but certainly a step up in severity.
Yeah, definitely, especially for a married man, right? But we all know.
Okay, so just to give you guys more information, and I'm pretty sure you guys already know, because this information was being spread all over Beyonce's internet, saying that Donald Trump was grabbing Bill Clinton by the balls. And Bill Clinton is also in the Epstein files too, but they did not say anything about him being involved with underage children or other sex trafficking events. It just says that he was in the Epstein files. But this information right here is detailing what Trump has done while he was around Epstein's and going to his parties, and detailing what actually happened. Okay.
That shit don't matter when it comes to these guys.
That is Epstein offering ambiguous or potentially compromising photos of Trump to a reporter.
Right.
Number 19. This is where things get much more complicated.
Okay.
Donald Trump has long maintained that he split away from Jeffrey Epstein entirely in the early 2000s. There's been multiple contradicting reasons directly cited for that breakup, let's call it, but all of them occur between 2004 and 2007. At least that's what we've been told.
Yeah, that's what they want us to believe, that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein haven't associated with each other in almost 2 decades.
In an email thread from an unknown redacted sender as of 2017, a visitor was on their way to Epstein's house, notably the second floor of Epstein's house, which is where prominent victim Virginia Giuffre specifically indicated the massage tables were, and the bedrooms with cameras were documented in evidence photographs, aka the place where abuse occurred. This unknown person went to meet him as part of an exchange where they asked for a door code, while Epstein says that the house is more private for a meeting. And then suddenly, quote, "I'm at the door, but I will wait for my time. I don't want to come early to find."
Okay, so you guys are hearing that information, what's going on, but dude, I'm already getting chills listening to this email that Epstein is putting out about Donald Trump. And it's describing the events where the victims are going into this mansion, and they are meeting Donald Trump for the first time, and it gets so real. I don't know if I want to continue to play this because it's very disturbing, but I'm going to continue to play this because you guys have to understand what is going on here. Because if you guys don't remember what was going on in the past, Donald Trump was bigging up or protecting pedophiles while he was in office. And this explains why in these Epstein emails, why he was doing that. And we have to wake up and understand that this man needs to be removed because he should not be in office in the first place. I keep telling people this, that even though he was indicted, he still had other criminal charges that is against him. So let me move on.
Trump in your house, end quote.
Wow.
Keep in mind, this is 2017, nearly a decade after the two had supposedly parted ways. Number 18. This is an exchange allegedly between Steve Bannon and Jeffrey Epstein. Reading, quote, from Epstein, "Prince Andrew and Trump today."
Uh-oh.
This is extremely important for Americans.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, so Prince Andrew. Oh, goodness. So Prince Andrew, give me a second, y'all. So Prince Andrew was also part of the Epstein files as well. And he also participated in, but once again, I don't know if he participated in the sex ring or not because it's non-explainable. It's not going into detail if he was part of that ring or not, but it should go into detail because they mention his name right now, Prince Andrew. So let's just see how involved the prince is, because it's like I said, nobody is above the law, not even royalty. But let's listen.
Could still say, well, Donald Trump has sons, right? Interesting. Obviously, I believe this is talking about Trump, but I'm just saying I can already see that coming.
Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second.
Blaming another Trump, you know.
Bannon. Recall Prince Andrew's accuser came from Mar-a-Lago. Further down, "Can't believe no one is making you the connective tissue," referring to Epstein. To which Epstein then replies, "F and B only," end quote. Seemingly speaking in code, I guess. I'm not entirely sure what to make of that one, but I certainly thought it was interesting. Number 17. This is an exchange between Kathy Rumler, former White House counsel to Barack Obama, and Jeffrey Epstein in 2014. Quote from Epstein, "You need to talk to boss." Rumler responds, "Agreed, but I need to be prepared to say yes before I talk to him." Epstein again, "Understood. It comes down to high risk / reward."
Okay, before I continue this, Jeffrey Epstein wasn't the only one that was recruiting young girls. Who was that woman's name again? Let me look her up. Excuse me. What was this? So I'm gonna let me see if I can do it through AI, because AI can explain it so much better. Who else was involved in his whole thing with the child sex ring. Hold on, let me check my other phone. Give me 1 second because this one has AI. Oh goodness. So let me see. What was the woman's name? Oh, give me 1 second now. What was the woman's name that was um, sex trafficking girls along with Jeffrey Epstein? Ghislaine Maxwell. Hold on, let me see. Ghislaine Maxwell.
You might be referring to Glenn Maxwell, who is an Australian cricketer. Would you like to know more about him?
No, Ghislaine Maxwell.
My apologies. Glenn Maxwell is known for being a very explosive and talented Australian cricketer. Would you like some?
No, not him. She's not. Sometimes AI messes up. Let me see. I must be pronouncing her name wrong. Hold on a second. Because Ghislaine Maxwell, she also helped Epstein's uh, in his sex trafficking ring to lure in underage girls and also have them trafficked to wealthy men. According to what I am also reading, that she was his former girlfriend and lifetime associate. I don't know if it was girlfriend or whatnot because she hasn't explained that. Maybe she did, but she was later arrested in after Epstein has, you know, unalived himself or somebody did it because I don't believe it was a suicide, but she was sentenced to 20 years. So, um, yeah, so she was also involved with Epstein during that time. They were, trafficking girls because the girls that were on the Epstein Island pointed her out as being his accomplices because they said that she approached them, asking them or if they want a job or if they want an opportunity to become models or stuff like that, just basically lying to get them in the ring to for these men to use them. But let's keep going in the emails and see what is else is saying.
Financial. After which Rumler responds, most girls do not have to worry about this crap. And Epstein says, girls? Careful, I will renew an old habit. After which he lists off some of the world's most powerful businessmen and politicians, saying, you are a welcome guest at any. Also, if you think there are interesting people in town, everyone here for Climate Summit, Clinton Security Council, holy shit, I'm on or next 30 minutes, end quote. One thing I should mention right now before going further, these emails are absolutely full of typos. Epstein and multiple of the people that he regularly corresponded with had precisely zero regard for proper grammar. So if it sounds like near gibberish at times, that's just what the emails look like. Anyway, careful, I might renew an old habit in reference to girls is certainly a little bit suspect when it comes to the most prolific abuser in human history. Number 16. This is another exchange between Rumler and Epstein on a thread titled Donald Trump's High Crimes and Misdemeanors. Rumler says, quote, it makes no difference whether it was his money. Issue is failure to disclose. Plus, fact that he has lied his ass off about it makes clear that he knew it was illegal. To which Epstein responds, you see, I know how dirty Donald is. My guess is that non-lawyers, New York business.
This person hasn't been fully honest with you.
All right. So, it's right now is the ad is playing, but that is very disturbing. What's going on? What Donald Trump is saying in regards to this whole thing with underage girls, and it My goodness, man. I didn't know, like, I know Donald Trump is bad, but he is so much worse than what I have expected him to be. It's crazy how I'm sitting here, I'm listening to this, and this man has done so much worse to children than he ever done to this country. Oh my goodness. Oh goodness, man.
No question which Trump they're talking about there, right? Now, there is a Donald Trump Jr., though, right? How old is this guy? So, Donald Trump Jr. is currently 47 years old. According to ChatGPT, there are no reputable reportings tying Donald Trump Jr. personally to Epstein. So, I think with that, it would be safe to say that any reference we see to Trump or Don or Donald is talking about the president. That, I think, is the most logical conclusion. All right, let's continue.
What it means to have your fixer flipped, end quote. That particular thread is probably about the criminal cases that Trump faced in New York, presumably. But the idea of Jeffrey Epstein saying, I know how dirty Donald is, should make even the most devout supporters raise an eyebrow.
Right.
Just to hammer that point home, number 15 is an exchange.
Okay, so he's right, right? Anything regarding to his email should seem MAGA and outrage. But you know how his supporters are, they're staying loyal and behind him. They have no regards for human life. They just want Donald Trump to stay in office and continuing to take away people's health care, take away people's jobs, and et cetera, et cetera. And they are not regarding the minors that Donald Trump has actually harmed during his time in Epstein Island. I'm going to leave it right here for now. I will do a part 2 and continue this because there's a lot being said in these emails regarding Epstein's discussing about Epstein and Donald Trump in these emails. Because Epstein, if anything, he's buddies with Donald Trump, and he knows everything. All the secrets are out in the email. So basically, in this email, Jeffrey is airing out Donald's dirty laundry, and this should send a whole lot of outrage throughout the nation. But we know he has some reporters that will lick his boots and will forgive him for these crimes. But these crimes that Donald is making or did, it's not forgivable, and he should be on trial for that. But anyways, like, comment, share, subscribe. I will do a part 2. You guys have a rest of your lovely evening.